everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Domauto Academy. We are gonna have one really special episode this time. The reason why, over the past episodes, I believe that you started to create the idea that I am all about BMWs, German cars, turbo cars, but that couldn't be farthest from the truth. Because the reality is, today, the day that we are recording this episode is the 1st of October, which matches an anniversary of the passing of someone really dear to me. And he was the reason why I fell in love with this special cars in the first place, my father. As I said last time, this episode will be challenging, and I meant it. Today we will be talking about the dearest two cars to my heart, the yin and yang of muscle cars, the Dodge Challenger. So to give you a little bit of a quick review on what I did, the very first car I ever modified when I came here to Dubai was a white Challenger. It was made originally for one of my friends, and somehow he ended up telling me that he wants to sell it before he even got the chance to use it. So I saw nothing more fitting than to get the first Challenger I have ever modified, except to be my wife's car. And soon before I even met my wife, I got my first Challenger. It's a Challenger RT 2014. It was bone stock, US specs. Condition was honestly a disaster, but I fell in love with it. It filled up that missing gap in my heart. And today, I will tell you everything you need to know about these two cars. Let's talk a little bit about what we did to the interior. We will start off with the steering wheel. It's made with forged carbon fiber on the top, natural leather in the middle, along with the heads-up display control dial. And that would be the Navdi heads-up display. It's actually a really neat device. It gives you pretty much everything you want to know, RPM, speed, everything digital. It was a nice modern touch-up for this car. For the seats and the dashboard, we'll start off, we gave it the whole Punisher theme with the Hemi, all natural leather, red stitching on both the doors, the seats, and center console, as well as the back seats right over there. Yet we needed to give it a little bit more personal touch when we redid the entire dashboard in natural Alcantara, as well as the roof, all covered in premium natural Alcantara. It's just one of the best cars I ever did. We'll talk next about the exterior. As you can see, the car is as mean as it can be. All dressed in matte black. For that car, we have fabricated a very special panel because the reason why I built this car, it was a tribute to my father. God bless him. On that car, we have upgraded the intake, we have upgraded the exhaust, headers, Borla mufflers, engine and transmission tune. So far, this car is creating 500 horsepower. The truth is, this car is really scary around the track. This is why we had to lower the car to keep it holding on the curves. Taking the front side, you will find the headlights are blacked out from the inside, dechromed. The entire car has been made to make it look like dead black, murdered out. That's the entire theme of this Dodge. And considering that theme, it had only had to be a tribute to the one car that started it all. The very first Dodge that I ever loved, the Dodge Aries, for my late father. Moving back to the trunk, it's filled with all the goodies. You will find two Pioneer amplifier E-series, enough to power up all the sound system we have inside, along with a subwoofer from JBL to give you this ultimate bass. That was the final touch that we ever did for this car. An entire spoiler made out of forged carbon that is only seen fit to hold this badge. So as we said, we started with yin and yang, good and evil, dark and light. Now it's time to step to the light. So to go on with the light Dodge, we started off with a normal, very well known carbon fiber steering wheel, also with natural leather with red stitching, along with carbon fiber trims all over the dashboard, all the way from the left to the right. That did go great with the natural leather seats that we made with a special design, my wife's design, and honestly, she did a great job on it. From the perforated leather here to the full matte black leather going on in a transition with the white leather on the sides, along with the red stitching. All of this is coupled with an Android center unit, also with the rear view camera, Apple CarPlay, all compatible with the steering controls, the same exact heads-up display from Navdi with the control dial on the steering wheel, and with a little bit of an addition for a front dash cam that appears on the center mirror. Performance wise, this car is running a 3.6 liter V6 Pentastar engine. It didn't start off with that much horsepower, as 310 horsepower. However, couple that with an AFE intake, along with the proper headers, Borla catback, and an engine and transmission tune, this car is already running 380 horsepower. Couple that with more power loading springs, which is not as aggressive as the black car, it makes it a really comfy daily driver car, but still have enough power to smoke a lot of cars on the road. Moving out you'll find that these SRT Hellcat rims has been given a nice candy red with the stage 5 brakes from Power Stop. The side markers has been upgraded with LEDs from Oracle. The headlights has been upgraded with LEDs, Oracle Halo rings, along with a front APR lower splitter, all from carbon fiber. And as you can see, the stance of the car is not as low as the black one. You still have a little bit of clearance, so a lot more comfortable. And going on to the back side, you will find the wicker bell spoiler and an upgraded sequential tail light. As we mentioned earlier, it had the Borla hatchback, but it's finished with 4 Borla tips, the quad tip exhaust. So as we said, for these two cars, that one is built for the track. This is why you will find it aggressive all the way down on the ground. That one is still lowered, but still comfortable for the daily use. Both cars have the same sound systems, the same technologies, the same heads-up display. Everything is identical. And if you want to know more about how these mods were done, how much it cost, where can you get it, just give us a comment down below and we will be happy to answer that at any time. So with this, we will close this episode for this time, but for the next episode, as always, we will give you a hint. On the next episode, we will be talking about a sport car, a convertible, again, a German car. However, we will give you more steps and we will take it a little bit more to the next level, that it will be a one of a kind and the very first ever to be done this way in the UAE. So stay tuned, give us our guesses about what's the next car and leave it in the comments, and see you next time.